Hey, what's going on, Summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today I'll be walking you guys through this week's weekly news update. There's a lot of great things that have been recently announced, including some new Arcane news. Whether it's a new Arcane-based skins, item changes, crazy reworks, or even the smallest of changes overall, here at ProGuides, we've got you covered. So be sure to be subscribed and stay tuned until the end so you don't miss out on any important updates now and in the future. It wouldn't be a weekly news update if we didn't start off with everybody's favorite portion, the skins. Unfortunately, there aren't that many skins for this patch, but at least they still look pretty good. To get us going, we got the new Arcane J skin. This skin features new models and textures, new visual effects, and a new recall animation. Plus, you get a beautiful splash art that coincides with the new TV show that Riot is working on. Huge shout out to my friend Andrew, because he's going to be on that show and I'm so stoked for you. At the moment, the skin is labeled as a reward skin, so we're assuming it may be a skin similar to Unbound Thresh. Regardless, be on the lookout for any news regarding how you can get rewarded with this. Or you can just follow ProGuides and we'll tell you. Alongside this J skin, all of his visual effects were redone on older skins to clean up his kit and add some visual clarity. Oh yeah, and if you're a Jinx fan, she's also getting a visual effects update, but sadly not a new skin. Next up, we got Arcane Vi, who, just like Jace, is based on her appearance in Riot's new show. It features a younger, sleeker looking Vi and offers new models and textures, new visual effects, and a new recall animation. This skin is also a reward skin, so be on the lookout for any special events that may be held for the launch of Arcane. And finally, don't forget that Victoria's Blitzcrank has been announced for this year's ranked reward. Be sure to get your final few games in as we draw closer to the end of the season, which is November 15th. Speaking of reaching ranked rewards, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com where you can view our great catalog of challenger coaches that can personally create a walkthrough to your dream rank. Got a busy schedule? Are you getting ganked in your own lane? Well, doesn't matter, we've got you covered. Our trained roster of coaches are here 24/7 to help you reach your goal, whatever it may be. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and check us out. Regardless, let's get back into the video and dive right into a few key changes that have been announced for the next patch. Diving right into some important information announced on the PBE, we've got some massive buffs to Kayn and his darkened form, Rost. It seems that the Gore Drinker nerfs hit him pretty hard, so they were looking to readjust his damage and bring him back to the great anti-tank bruiser that he used to be. To do this, they're going to be giving his Q a slight 2% buff to its increased damage against max health. This will add some extra damage when it comes to fighting tankier enemies. Similarly, they're going to add more damage to his ultimate's target max health damage by increasing it from 10% to 15%. Up next, Riot thinks that the Gore Drinker nerfs were overall a little bit too massive, so they're going to be increasing the HP that it gives by 50 and also increasing its current Omnivamp by 2%. This should help champions like Kayn and Riven who have been said to be weak by Riot's standards. Finally, the next most important change that we're going to be getting is a nerf to Yuumi's E. The healing scaling is being nerfed by around 20 at max rank, and its scaling is being reduced by 5%. Alongside this, its movement speed is going to be lowered to a flat 6% AP scaling, which is a pretty hefty nerf. This is most likely due to her increased ban rate and prevalence after her pick at Worlds. Now that's enough of the PBE, let's go ahead and take a look at what a lot of people are excited for. If you somehow haven't heard, Riot is going to be releasing their TV show in collaboration with Netflix called Arcane. We've been slowly getting more and more news as time passed, so let's go over a few key updates. First off, for any of you who aren't yet aware of its final release date, Arcane will be having its first episode go live on Netflix on November 6th. So make sure to clear your schedule and prepare a watch party with all of your favorite League players. For some more recent news, Riot has announced a soundtrack for the new series. This includes tracks featuring Imagine Dragons and JID, which you need to be sure to check out. After this, they said they're looking to release new acts every single week afterwards, which will feature multiple episodes and music. These will be on November 6th, November 13th, and November 20th, so be sure to mark your calendars. Overall, the community seems to be extremely hyped for the new Arcane series. Not only does it finally bring the world of League of Legends to live stream media, but it also gives us a dive into the world. There will finally be some in-depth world building and some exploration within the world of Runeterra. For everybody that loves lore, this is your chance to finally get a deep dive into Zaun and Piltover and see what it looks like. And who knows, maybe the show will tease or take us to another amazing parts of the LoL universe. Regardless, it seems that the community in general is pretty excited for this new release, and it's honestly so exciting and refreshing to see everybody be like Shen's Ultimate and stand united for some new League content. Drawing us away from the amazing Arcane news, there's a question that has quite a few players thinking. Should cannon minions offer an increased CS score? For some extra context, jungle camps are worth 4 CS while every minion is only worth 1. However, the gold that you get from a cannon minion significantly outweighs that of a caster or melee minion, as it can pretty much give more gold than the rest of the wave. That being said, there are different sides to this, but overall, it's not an actual issue, but more so an interesting question. The benefit of this is that you can more accurately tell how farmed up an enemy or ally is by checking their CS. Not only will this allow players to be more wary around champions with high CS numbers, but it'll also help represent when their allies seem strong enough to fight. On the other hand, this doesn't provide as much benefit as it may seem, especially later into the game where there are cannon minions in every single wave. Overall, there's a good argument for both sides, but at the end of the day, this would be a really nice quality of life change rather than a buff to the in-game strategy. Now, before we continue on with the video, don't think for a second that we forgot about everybody's favorite ProGuides tradition. For our question of the day, we want to know, do you think that cannon minions should be worth more than 1 minion for your CS score? Personally, I don't think it may have that big of an impact on the game, but more information is always nice. Also, it can make my op.gg look a little bit nicer. That way I can impress people and no longer be single, right? Because that's how it works. High CS numbers equates to success rates in the dating life. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just keep going. Anyway, let's get back into the video and check out some stuff going on in the league world of esports. Starting us off, there's a ton of hype around this world semifinals as it is counted as one of the most quote-unquote experienced series in the history of the game. If you look at all the teams in the semifinals and combine them together, they create a massive total of 90 years of competitive experience, 18 domestic titles, 18 world playoff appearances, 12 world semifinal appearances, and 8 world titles. All of these are held by Faker, apparently. I'm kidding, but not really. To put it into perspective, thanks to Redditor RZLoyAris, we can see each team and their competitive experience, with EDG having 27 years, Gen G having 25, Damwon KIA having 23, and T1 having 15. With all these amazing statistics and achievements, it is hyped up now that the World Semifinals is going to be one to remember. So be sure to go ahead and watch those matches and root for your favorite team. For me, it's C9, but go America. Looking at some more esport news, we've got quite a few players from the LCK that are going to be enlisted for their military service, which will serve as their grand and ideally temporary end to their pro play career. These include DK's own Canyon, Showmaker, Khan, and Beryl, Gen G's Rascal, HLE's Depth and Chovy, T1's Cuz, and maybe even Faker. There's a chance Faker will not have to enlist, but I mean, he's the main character in this world, right? And he's the main character of League of Legends, so maybe he's just built different. I don't know. Finally, there's a rumor going around in the LCK about the salary cap. This rumor has led to a massive uproar with Korean LOL communities. For those of you who do not know what a salary cap is, it's essentially a rule that limits the max amount of total annual wage within a professional sports team. This is found in many sports, such as the NFL, NBA, MLB, and etc. It is usually used to reduce competition of capital between teams, but has been seen as fairly negative to many fans. That being said, LCK made sure to release a statement that they were just simply talking about salary caps, but had no real intention of discussing nor implementing them now or in the near future. However, many fans are still concerned, as this can have catastrophic consequences on many teams, since LCK functions both within the regional and international tournaments. And before we continue on, if you want to join an amazing community of people that loves lists, talk pieces, and other things like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description. So what are you waiting for? Join! Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and take a look at our few final topics. As we draw closer to the end of the video, we want to talk about yet another topic that has grabbed the community's attention, and that is the fact that Hullbreaker is a true definition of Riot's Mythic item system. Well, except for the fact that it's a legendary item. To provide some context, Riot said that they wanted to make Mythic items become more cornerstone of your build, that they would just offer some big effects that define your playstyle and set the tone for the rest of your items. With this in mind, I think that we can all agree that Mythics haven't really met this goal at all. In their current state, Mythics serve as powerful item spikes that can offer a very rare situational advantage. This is where Hullbreaker comes in. This item perfectly matches Riot's description. With its stats and passive, Hullbreaker is an extremely powerful item when it comes to split pushing. Its strength is unrivaled as the game grows in length, and it's for a good reason. Once you build Hullbreaker, you are soft locked into split pushing due to its passive that forces you to stay away from allies. While it may kind of suck that you're now stuck as a permanent split pusher, you get a massive increase in stats that benefit this playstyle. Imagine if the other items functioned similar to this and actually met the goals that Riot has intended for Mythic items. It would be pretty cool to see more items with unique passives like Hullbreaker, although they'd be pretty difficult to balance in a team setting. Now, before we close out the video, to make sure that you're all informed for your next solo queue match, let's quickly do a patch rundown. Starting us off, we got the absolute massive Teemo buffs that decreases Q cooldown by 1 second, increases blind duration by 0.5 at each rank, and its missile speed is being increased from 1500 to 2500. If you're looking for a powerful solution to the top lane meta or just be extremely annoying, be sure to check out Teemo this patch. For our next massive change, we've got some big buffs to Lux. Her attack speed per level has increased by 1%, her E is having its full damage increased by 10 per rank, as well as an additional 5% AP scaling, and finally her ultimate is having its cooldown reduced by 20 seconds at rank 1 and 10 seconds at rank 2. If you're looking for a super strong mid laner that is pretty easy to play, be sure to check Lux out. We're sure that you won't be disappointed. Finally, we got some buffs for Viego because he hasn't really been in a good spot due to his older buffs hitting him a little bit too hard. His Q is having its AD ratio increased by 10%, his W is having its self-slow reduced by 15% to 10%, and his ultimate is getting a strong buff that increases its crit ratio from 75% to 100%. This will further make Viego stronger if you do decide to itemize crit items such as Shield Bow on him. And that about sums up our video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to join our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys back in the next video, but don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.